We come into the world with the ability to form representations about the reality that surrounds us. These representations can give rise to desire or rejection, impulse or repulsion, assent or denial within us. The goal of Stoic philosophy is to teach people how to make proper use of these representations. We all know that we should accept the good, avoid the bad, and be indifferent to what does not matter. However, good and evil are not only what our senses can indicate, but they also affect the capacity for choice that human beings possess, over which no one else can act and for which we are solely responsible. Our opinions arise from this interpretation of representations. All external objects act upon our senses and cause representations, the effects of which on us will be expressed through thought and speech. Making the correct decision is the task of the educated. We must apply our care to everything that can affect us. It must always be borne in mind that it will be more difficult to control our own representations to the extent that the disturbances are greater. Epictetus tells us, "What else declares that gold is beautiful? Because gold itself does not say so. It is evident that it is our capacity to make use of representations that says so." Philosophy teaches us to reason about these matters, helping us to distinguish between true goods, desires, impulses, and rational acceptance or denial. It shows us apparent goods, those recognized by much of society, such as health, wealth, and social status. The gods made the most powerful thing of all, and the thing that dominates all else depend on us alone, the proper use of representations, while the rest does not depend on us. Epictetus' Stoicism suggests that we are all born with the capacity for impulse and repulsion, desire and rejection, and in short, the ability to make use of representations. If you attend to it and place your well-being in it, you will never find hindrances or encounter obstacles, nor will you anguish, reproach, or flatter anyone. It is necessary for every man to make use of each thing in accordance with the idea he has formed of it. For this reason, Epictetus suggests that we must organize as best as possible what depends on us and make use of other things as they come. What are you made responsible for? The only thing that is in your hands. The proper use of representations. So why do you distress yourself with what you are not responsible for? That's asking for trouble. There are certain things that initially depend on us. When they progress, they drag us along with their own forces and do not allow retreat. One who plunges into a precipice is not in control of himself, he cannot prevent or stop his fall, the irrevocable impulse towards emptiness destroys all will. The first and greatest task of the wise person is to test representations and analyze them thoroughly. Do not accept any without having judged them, without having observed and considered them. It is necessary to understand them and be able to discern them in order to achieve the necessary greatness of spirit. Why should I care what may happen? What will make me lose my composure, or what will disturb me, or what will seem painful to me? If we can use our discernment at all times, and can change our opinion, and face circumstances with a strengthened spirit, then what does it matter what fate puts in our path? If we do not, and let the representations we make dominate us, we will suffer and anguish over everything that happens. What do you think would have become of Heracles if there had been no lion and hydra and hind and boar and a few wicked and wild men, whom he drove out and cleansed the world of? What would he have done if there had been none of that? Is it not true that he would have devoted himself to sleeping? So, first, he would not have become Heracles, spending his whole life asleep in such ease and tranquility, and besides, even if he had existed, what good would he have been for? Realize for yourself also and consider the faculties you have, recognize them and exercise them in the proper use of representations. We have been given the resources and the means to change our opinion of what happens and to maintain greatness of spirit and courage. Seneca tells us, everything depends on the opinion we form. It is according to opinion that we feel pain. Each person is as unhappy as they imagine themselves to be. It is necessary, mainly in difficult circumstances, to know what depends on us and what does not, to practice controlling our opinions so that we can have mastery over our faculties of desire and rejection, and nothing can hinder them. What was painful to endure later turns out to be gratifying to have endured. It is human to rejoice at the end of one's misfortune. In the midst of difficulties, the goal is to exert our will, over all representations, to realize what things really are, to strip them of all illusion, to identify whether they depend on us or not. No one can achieve peace of mind by trusting in false opinion. If it does not depend on us, there is no need to worry. We must accept, getting upset about what inevitably happens is futile. Understanding representations is the natural function of human beings in the world, just as the horse's is to run or the dog's is to follow trails. Succeeding or failing is fundamental in human existence. It is what leads to happiness. Wisdom is not attained by chance. Virtue will not fall upon us from the heavens. Neither with light work nor with a small effort, but it is worthwhile for one who is about to enter at once into the possession of all goods to make the effort. Everyone has total power over the idea they form of reality, and that is everything.